Hello, everybody.
The court will call the matter of AAA Insurance Company versus Nicole Franklin, case number 03C1736.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. May it please the court, Keith Cox of Winters and Associates on behalf of the plaintiff, P59146.
Good afternoon. Ms. Franklin, if you could unmute and state your name.
Good afternoon, Judge. Nicole Franklin.
Good afternoon. All right, we're here on a objection to the garnishment in this particular case. So Ms. Franklin is indicating that the judgment was brought against her back in 2003, and she believes she paid this judgment.
May I speak, Your Honor, or wait? Yes. It was May 2003. They garnished my taxes. Excuse the way I sound. I've had my tonsils and adenoids out. If you can't understand what I'm saying, so I'm sorry.
I can't.
But Your Honor, it was May 2003. They garnished my taxes. What they're seeking is interest, and which they gained more money than it was the original debt. And if they sent me paperwork in the mail this week, which on I'm sorry, the third to last page, it's checked off to where this judgment or order resolves the last pending claim and closes the case. And so now they're trying to garnish me for $884, which from my job, which from my understanding, I can't have any garnishments where I work, or I will be dismissed from the job itself. The $884 is an interest I feel is greed, which comes from a $78 ending, of which they did not get from my taxes, which I feel I shouldn't even have to pay the $78 for the simple fact on the third page where it says check twice that it closes the case from them taking my taxes.
All right. You gave me a lot of information there.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. So slow down for me for just a little bit.
Okay.
Are you talking about the so you're looking at the debtor balance, the $78.75?
Okay. That's where they put interest.
And so you're talking about the 806 in interest? Okay.
It's 884 in interest.
806. It's 806 in interest.
They're seeking
884 is the total, which includes the $78.
Yes, which I feel I shouldn't even have to pay the $78 for the simple fact, on the papers that they sent me in the mail, I read very well. And on the third to last, I have a paper of everything, all the paperwork that they've had over the years. And the third to last paper that they sent me on the judgment, it's checked off. They have checked off that this judgment or order resolves the last pending claim and closes the case entirely. So they're seeking money after they have checked this box off, stating that it closed my case.
So I think you're talking about the judgment, right?
It says there are no further issues to be litigated.
Right.
And then they come back.
That's litigation. That's different, though. That's different than whether there are matters to be collected.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But I agree with you. I don't understand why we've waited all this time to collect on.
To come back. And then
1 second, Ms. Franklin, to collect $78. I don't understand that part, Mr. Cox.
Well, Judge, what we do show in the ledger was that we've been collecting most of what's been collected over the past 2.5 years or 3 years. Going back to 2021, we got a wage garnishment of $73.80. In October of 21, we had continued withholdings. We were then through March of 2022. And then in March of 2023, we had $1,639 in a tax garnishment. So I guess, yeah, we did bring it down in a principal level to that $78, but the total judgment amount has been being pursued. I don't know if that's what Your Honor was asking, but I'm just looking at the ledger relative to
It all exceeds
um,
the first amount. First of all, it all exceeds. You've gotten more than what was even charged at the beginning. Way more. Over $1,200 more, if not more, of what the judgment first exceeded. So it's total greed at this point. And to come for my job for $78 is absurd. And to put all that interest of $884, it's totally absurd. I would lose my job due to this garnishment, which I cannot afford. I've worked hard to get my life back on track. From my license as I came before you months ago, Judge, to getting my license, to getting everything on track. For this to come along. I can't afford to lose my job.
I hear you, Ms. Franklin. The initial judgment in this case goes back to May 27th of 2003.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
And it was $1,651.52.
And they've gotten 2,000 and some odd dollars.
So they've collected $2,030.
And seeking more.
Mr. Cox, are you willing to try to resolve this matter with her in a breakout room?
Absolutely. I'm trying to look in terms of the garnishment she's objected to. I just want to confirm okay, it is a wage garnishment. Okay. I don't see that we've received any monies pursuant to the wage garnishment to
because
date.
I've objected to it before you can garnish them.
Okay. So that's likely the case where the monies might be being withheld by the employer pending the outcome of this hearing. But I'm absolutely willing to speak to Ms. Franklin in the breakout room to see if there's something that can
How
be
much is
resolved.
being held?
I'm not aware of any, but
Do you know if any monies are being held, Ms. Franklin?
I objected to it before I went to my HR.
Oh,
And
you objected before they withheld anything?
Before they can do this to me, because I would lose my job.
Sorry.
HR already confirmed I will lose my job. So I had to hurry and come to the courts and file this objection.
I understand. All right. I'm gonna put the two of you in the breakout room. It appears you do owe them $78 still on they are entitled to, the law allows them to collect interest. I don't believe that the $889, I can say that right now, is appropriate at this point, but the other interest that has been collected is appropriate, and you do still owe on the original balance. So you need to see if you can work something out. Otherwise, I'll come back and make a ruling on the objection. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. AAA Insurance Company versus Nicole Franklin, 03C1736.
again, Your Honor, Keith Cox for the plaintiff.
All right. Ms. Franklin, please unmute, state your name.
Nicole Franklin.
Thank you. Do we have any success in the room?
Well, Judge, we talked about the possibility for making a lump sum settlement offer toward what we show as the remaining judgment balance. She's unable to make any real lump sum payment at this time. And then we discussed the possibility of installment payments. She did indicate a desire to make installment payments of $50 monthly. Unfortunately, I don't have any authority to stipulate to that, but I did tell her that if she wished to make an oral motion with Your Honor for installment payments, I would not object to that. And just advise the court that that would seem reasonable based on her circumstances and the amount in controversy or remaining judgment balance. But I can't stipulate to suspending the garnishment. My client hasn't given me that authority.
When you say remaining judgment balance, what amount are you talking about?
The remaining judgment balance is $884.76, of which the $78 or so remains the principal, and then the remainder of the costs, or excuse me, the interest that's accrued, as this judgment has been, sitting for many years without her making any type of payoff or payments. So,
Right, Ms. Franklin, what is
Actually,
your,
they received payment. I didn't make them. They took, well, yeah, I technically did through garnishment, tax garnishment, but I don't know. I don't know.
do you want to proceed with your motion today? What do you want to do?
I just want this to be over. Like I said, I'm trying to further things. I just want this to be over. I can make payments, monthly payments. Right now, I'm only part-time. With lifetime medical, all of that. I don't know. I'm just so confused at this $884 thing, but I have no choice. I don't have a choice, it seems like, in the matter at all.
You want to
To
make a
make-
motion for installment payments today?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Sorry.
Judge. Sorry.
That's okay. How much per month?
Um, I guess the minimum of $50 maybe a month.
Thank you. All right, the motion for installment payments for $50 per month is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. So will this stop the garnishment, release the garnishment,
Yes,
or
it will.
suspend the garnishment?
It will stop the garnishment. Are
Thank
you going to prepare an order to this effect, Mr. Cox, regarding the installment agreement or installment order that I've made over your
right,
objection?
Judge. When's the first due date on the first $50?
When can you pay the first amount, Ms. Franklin?
30 days from today. 30 days from the motion.
That would be
September 9th is a Monday.
Okay, that's fine.
Just typically the order that I have that's kind of pre-printed would release any funds withheld to plaintiff's attorney. I know she's made a representation that no monies have been withheld, so there may not be any. That would be something I would likely put in the order if that's what this
I'm not gonna
court's
do
ordering.
that because she's gonna lose her job.
Yeah, that's,
Loses her job, then you can't.
I don't understand that she told me in the breakout room that the representation was major. That's the case. I don't think that's legal, but I also told her sometimes the reality of the way things are is not exactly the way they should be, I suppose.
I have paperwork stating that we are not allowed for garnishment, being part-time.
Okay, I like I said, I did not ever question what you told me as being factual. I was surprised to hear it, that's all. And questioning whether there's a legality to that, but I'm not her attorney and we can't delve into that necessarily. Very good. Then what we will say is that her motion or objection should judge the objections are denied, but the order regarding installment payments, oral petition regarding installment payments is granted. She's allowed to pay $50 a month beginning September 9th, 2024. Any monies withheld should be returned to defendant. Now, Miss Washington, Miss Franklin, what you need to do is take a copy of this order to your employer. I believe the court will send one. Judge, am I able to email this to the court to make this go quicker?
You are.
Okay. Yeah, if I get it back quickly, I will email it to you as well, Ms. Franklin, but you do want to present it to your employer. I believe the court will likely forward a copy, but I think what you want to do is make sure you get your hands on it as quickly as you can, take it to your employer so they're aware of the fact the garnishment's been suspended.
Yes.
And that way, that there's no withholding will be ongoing. And then on the order, I think itself, I'll put down how to go about making payments. The default is to mail in a check or money order to our office. So that'll be on the order itself, which then you won't have to bother to follow up with me. And then if you have questions going forward, contact my office.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll submit that order forthwith, Judge. We'll get it to you this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Washington.
You're welcome, Ms. Franklin.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.